Hey everyone, Kevin here, and welcome back to my channel. Now, over the last couple of months, there's been even more layoffs in the tech industry, with Intel alone laying off around 15,000 employees in July and August. And that's another 15,000 people that are now flooding into an already overcrowded and saturated job market where chronic unemployment has been reigning supreme for a while now. At the same time that all this was happening, I started seeing articles such as one from SFGate calling the LinkedIn a cesspool and really criticizing the site for its current practices, which are burning out the exact group of tech workers we're talking about. And that leaves one with the question of, is LinkedIn actually a cesspool, or is that just a bit of a loaded question? Well, the answer is yes to both. As someone who uses the platform literally every single day, I see the trends as much as anyone else, and I'll be the first to say that the site has become a thing that is not always conducive for job seekers. Now, what do I mean by that? Well, on the one hand, let's start with the positives. LinkedIn is still the premier job searching site. It just is. It combines networking and job searching in ways that allow you to meet people you never would have otherwise. Learn from them, share your struggles and opinions, and search for jobs all in one place. There's no denying that such a combination is why LinkedIn became so popular to begin with. It's kind of like the Facebook of job searching, if you will. This is what really sets it apart from other sites like Indeed, which is more straightforward with job searching, but also feels a little more isolating at the same time. But with all that being said, using LinkedIn has become a bit of a chore lately and can be immensely frustrating for a number of different reasons. For instance, it's become difficult for tech workers to deal with the idiosyncrasies inherent in the platform, especially with the sheer number of them who are chronically unemployed. The addition of more and more people on the job site to compete for the few jobs available, following the seemingly endless string of layoffs, does create a bit of animosity. Plus, with the feed like nature of the site, you will find yourself endlessly scrolling through it on both that social networking homepage side of things as well as the job searching side of the feed. And the issue is that, well, both sides have that problem. On the home feed, you're going to be constantly blindsided with what the algorithm promotes to you, which are often people who have paid for views to be promoted, along with the sheer amount of clickbait advertisements, fake or unlikely stories, and for lack of a better term, virtue signaling. Toxic positivity is also a constant, with pictures of people living their best life and offering questionable advice, which LinkedIn specifically promotes as of 2024. All that really is annoying after a while, when all you're doing is again scrolling that feed. Kyle Collier, a person that got laid off from Cruise the same day I did, called the homepage a feed of, quote, wannabe thought leaders and temporarily embarrassed millionaires. Now, I'm not sure if I completely agree with that, but the criticism itself isn't far off. And as for the job feed, I've mentioned this issue before, but there is such a gluttony of ghost jobs that don't actually exist. A third of companies routinely post fake jobs now to drive traffic, by the way, and scam postings that seek to steal your personal information and then call you incessantly trying to sell you things or offer you jobs that are clearly also scams. It's become increasingly difficult to identify the ones that are real, and that's led to increasing levels of frustration for job seekers too, when around every corner they seem to be running into made up postings. However, LinkedIn is still where most companies post their jobs outside of their own company website, and you're more likely to see jobs there than on other sites like Indeed. But my advice is not to just use LinkedIn for finding a job. My new role right now, I didn't find it on LinkedIn despite being incredibly active on the platform with scores of followers. It helped, and I learned of other job sites I hadn't heard of through that homepage and job feed on LinkedIn. I wouldn't be employed now without it, so I still owe a lot to the platform. But I guess my overall point here is that even though LinkedIn has its foibles and annoyances, it's still a necessity if you're looking for work, particularly in heavily impacted industries. You need to eat and provide for your family, and even though it can be irritating at times, LinkedIn does help you get noticed. Don't discount that even with all the other noise. But that's it for today. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell button to get notified when I post new content. Until then, though, I'll see you in the next video.